When most people think about immigration, they usually think of one thing: marriage to a U.S. citizen. And while marriage-based immigration is certainly one pathway, it is far from the only one. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is assuming they have no options simply because they don't qualify through marriage. What if I told you there are immigration benefits that many immigrants have never even heard of? Today, we're going to discuss some of the most overlooked immigration options that could potentially change someone's future in the United States. Hi, I'm Rachel Ratto, an immigration attorney. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is speaking with people who believe they have no immigration options and helping them discover that there may be pathways they never knew existed. Now, every case is different, and not everyone will qualify for these options, but understanding what's available is often the first step. So let's dive in. Section 1. VAWA. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood immigration options, VAWA. VAWA stands for the Violence Against Women Act, but despite the name, it is not only for women. Both men and women qualify. VAWA may be available to certain spouses, children, and in some cases, parents of U.S. citizens who have experienced abuse or extreme cruelty. And here's something many people don't realize. Abuse is not always physical. Depending on the circumstances, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, financial control, threats, manipulation, and other forms of mistreatment may be relevant. Many people suffer in silence because they assume they don't qualify. That's why it's important to understand that every situation deserves a proper legal evaluation. Section 2. U visa. The second option is the U visa. The U visa was created for victims of certain crimes who have suffered harm and have been helpful, are being helpful, or are likely to be helpful to law enforcement in investigating or prosecuting criminal activity. Many immigrants don't realize they may qualify after becoming victims of crimes such as domestic violence, assault, robbery, sexual offenses, and other qualifying crimes. One important aspect of the U visa process is obtaining the necessary certification from a qualifying law enforcement agency. These cases can be complex, but for eligible individuals, the U visa can be an extremely valuable immigration option. Section 3. T visa. Another option that often goes overlooked is the T visa. The T visa is designed for certain victims of human trafficking. When people hear the term trafficking, they often think only of dramatic situations portrayed in the movies. The reality can be much more complicated. Trafficking can involve labor exploitation, coercion, manipulation, threats, and situations where individuals are forced to work or provide services under abusive conditions. Many victims don't even realize their experiences may qualify under the law. That's one reason why legal guidance is so important. Section 4. SIJS. Now let's talk about SIJS, which stands for Special Immigrant Juvenile Status. This option is available to certain young people who have experienced abuse, abandonment, or neglect by one or both of their parents. SIJS can provide an important pathway towards lawful permanent residence for qualifying individuals. These cases involve specific requirements and often include both state and immigration components. Because of the age-related requirements, timing can be extremely important. That's why it's critical for eligible young people and their families to seek guidance as early as possible. Section 5. O-1B visa. Let's switch gears and talk about the O-1B visa. Many people assume immigration options only exist for family members or victims of certain circumstances, but there are also options based on professional accomplishments. The O-1B visa is designed for individuals who have achieved distinction in the arts or extraordinary achievement in the motion picture or television industry. Today, that can include creators, influencers, artists, musicians, filmmakers, digital entrepreneurs, and many other professionals. One of the biggest misconceptions is that you need to be a celebrity. That's not necessarily true. The question is whether you can demonstrate recognition and distinction within your field. Section 6. Family-based options. Now let's talk about family-based immigration. Many people immediately think of spouses, but family-based immigration can involve much more than that. Depending on the circumstances, immigration benefits may be available through parents, children, siblings, and other qualifying family relationships. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people assuming they don't qualify without ever exploring whether a family-based pathway exists. Sometimes a simple conversation reveals options that have been available all along. Section 7. Humanitarian options. Finally, let's discuss humanitarian forms of relief. This category can include a variety of protections depending on the facts of a person's case. Some individuals may qualify for humanitarian benefits because of conditions in their home country. Others may qualify based on circumstances that place them at risk if they return. These cases are highly fact-specific, which is why individualized legal analysis is so important. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today's video, it's this: never assume you have no options. I've spoken with countless individuals who believe their immigration journey was over before it even began. The truth is that immigration law is incredibly complex, and many people are unaware of benefits that may be available to them. The only way to know whether you qualify is to have your case evaluated properly. If you've been living in the United States and wondering whether there may be an immigration option available to you or someone you love, don't make assumptions based on information you heard online or from friends. Schedule a consultation with our office so we can review your situation and help you understand your potential options. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more immigration updates, legal insights, and practical information designed to help you navigate the immigration system with confidence.